Hey everyone, so Blockbux are kind of in a weird position right now. So why do they even exist? Let's get into the video. So in today's video, I will bring up 6 points as to why I think Blockbux exists and a little bit of history, and that is my first point. Let's get into the history of Blockbux. I know that is your favorite subject, so let's start with the best one. So I started playing Bloxburg in August of 2016, that is a very long time ago, almost 6 years ago. Oh my goodness, I'm old. And back then, Blockbux wasn't much of a big deal. I can actually load up my first house that I ever finished and show you what we used Blockbux for. I think that's a little fun. Of course, my plant is withering. Anyways, back in 2016, Blockbux already existed, but it was more so for unique items. There wasn't a Blockbux category, so we had to look into appliances and then scroll all the way down, and they were at the bottom here. Now, all we had, I think in 2016, if I'm correct, was this simple water slide. We had the high diving board. So the pool items, they were special items, not everyone needed them. And we have the normal diving board, so a lot of people used that and not this one. I think we had the classic motorcycle, the Blockster DLX. So the normal cars that we had were the... Let's see, I keep forgetting their names. Road 500 and the Blocksave Voyage, that were the only cars that we had. We also had 2 motorcycles in the Blockbux category, and then this board bullet car. And then we also had a popcorn machine and an ice cream machine. Where is the ice cream machine? There it is. So those were 2 special items as well. You don't really need them in your kitchen, only if you do special type of builds. So there is that. We had the EPX computer, if I'm correct, and then the 3 monitor computer. We also had normal computers, so that wasn't a big deal. And we had the party stuff, so the disco floor, the DJ booth, and then the pillar, which you can find right here. So yeah, those were all the special items that we had. They also went into our inventory. So back then, even when you bought a new Blockbux item and you undid it, well, you couldn't really undo, I think, I'm not sure. But once undoing came and you undid an item that you bought with Blockbux, it would go straight into your inventory. So you would have lost your money, and that was it basically. And then with update 0.7.0, let me get back to that. As you can see, added Blockbux category in build mode. That was a long time ago. I'm kind of sad it doesn't say a date right next to it, but I think it was 3 years ago. But with what happened the last 2 years, everything is just a mess. So I can't say if it's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but they added a Blockbux category in 0.7.0. Oh, and we also had the jukebox, but that really belongs with the party stuff. So I used my Blockbux for 1 jukebox. I think I also got a lot of these computers. Yes, I did. I didn't even paint it. So I got the special computers here as well. I wanted a desk in every room. You can clearly see that I was 19 or 18 there, as I thought every room needed a computer, even the parents' room. And yeah. Well, I used a lot of these EPX computers. I spent all my Robux on them, which was quite sad and funny. But that was what I spent my Blockbux on. So Blockbux have come a long way. We now have garden sprinklers and everything that you need basically. And that brings us to point 2. And that is heavy load objects. So some objects that you can buy with Blockbux, there's a reason that they are sold for quite a lot of Blockbux. For example, this go-kart right here, this wooden play set, probably this slide, and then some other items that have a lot of particles and stuff like that. They are heavy load objects. Now what I mean with that is that if you place a lot of these, the server will become quite slow. So if you go to exit and then you turn on your performance stats, you can see right here somewhere where how much load is on the server. I barely use that, so as you can see, we are using a lot of memory right here. But yeah, some objects have a heavy server load, and that is very important to know as well, that if everyone was buying these playsets, for example, and placing them everywhere, the server would be so laggy and unplayable that it would just be slow for everyone. So Queptus decided to add them to the Blockbux category so that less people would buy them. It's especially these things that make stuff automatically go, or add particles like the laser, the confetti launcher, fire, smoke, water, all stuff like that is really heavy for the server, because those are calculated calculations that have to be done constantly. And for Coeptus, it's easier to just add them to the Blockbux category and make sure that not a lot of people place them everywhere, which is very important for the game performance. And of course, number 3, but this is quite an obvious one. I'm gonna tour my very first house that I finished ever while we're doing that. I think I finished that in 2016. I only added ceiling lights later on, but that was it. But so number 3, quite obvious, is Coeptus needs to make money in a way, and we can speculate on how much he makes and how he makes enough money, or that he has millions or something like that. We don't know that for sure. Probably it's true. I wouldn't say for sure though, but it's a way of a passive money income, because if everyone has every game pass, no money comes in except for people buying neighborhoods. But then again, if the game kind of starts dying out and people stop buying neighborhoods, or people have exams and then they need to stop paying for their neighborhood because they don't play on it anyways, Blockbux is kind of another way to create a passive income for Coeptus, since that is something that a lot of players with Robux will buy, and it's another way of making money except for neighborhoods. I like that they make neighborhoods cheaper, but that is not this video. But yeah, a lot of people will buy Blockbux. I mean, it's quite expensive, but yeah. So I already touched on number 4 when I was talking about the history, but when you go into build mode, it's just a way to make items feel more unique as well. And I'm mainly thinking like these sound systems, the DJ booth, all the party stuff. I mean, yes, it's heavy load as well, but it also helps make some items feel more unique and not part of like everything in the game. Like you can just go into training and buy as many weightlifting benches as you want and stuff like that. These items feel like you have to obtain them in a way, and that's kind of like a fun thing to do as well, collecting Blockbux items. For example, the cash register and the jukebox and stuff like that. And then especially these cars, people, and that is a good thing as well, people treat them differently than normal money cars. And also, if you delete your house and you have a car like this on your plot, and you delete your house and you delete this car with it as well, it goes into your inventory, and that is really useful, because if you have the $90,000 Jeep and you bulldoze your house, or you want to move it to a different plot, not this plot, but another plot, you can't do that. You need to buy it again, or sell it and buy it again. And with Blockbux cars, you can just remove them, put them in your inventory, and they'll be there. You can move them to another plot. By the way, this house right here is a house that I started about 2 months ago. I wanted to learn to work with basic shapes, but now I'm really bored with it, and I was gonna do a speed build about it. I still have all the video footage of it, but I got really bored of this house, so I really need to continue it one day. But I'm touring it so far so that you can see the progress that I made on here. And then number 5, coming back to the passive income, a lot of people are angry that Blockbux is a thing, because they're like, okay, only rich people can buy stuff for Blockbux, and it's not fair to other players who don't have Robux and stuff like that. But I mean, yes, it's kind of sad that some people cannot afford Blockbux, and that really sucks. However, there are ways to make Blockbux, and it's nice to do events and get Blockbux for that, and then save up your Blockbux for what you really want. So there are always ways to make Blockbux, but it's also just part of the business model for Bloxburg, and a lot of other games have stuff like that as well. For example, in Brookhaven, I think it is, you can buy houses with Robux, and then in Pet Simulator there's the loot boxes, which in my opinion is way worse than Blockbux. And also loot boxes are illegal in Belgium, so there's that. Also, this area looks so bad that I just turned it into an attic. But yeah, I know how to fix it now. I'm just not doing it because I want to keep this house as like an educational progress or process. But yeah, I know better now. But anyways, back to it. There's like, I don't know, I'm thinking of other games. For example, Nature Disaster Survival has like the buy weather event for 100 Robux. So every game developer is looking for ways to make more of a passive income from their game, and that is completely normal. They need to make money as well. And if it's a lot of money, then good for them. No need to be jealous or tell Coeptus to stop adding items to the Blockbux category. Just because they make a lot of money doesn't mean they should stop making money. I mean, we would all be lucky if we made as much money as some of the developers here, but that's another thing. But yeah, getting mad about Blockbux being exclusive. On one hand, I get it. On the other hand, I mean, it's a business model and that's how the world works, sadly. And then number 6, and Coeptus actually asked me to add this to the video, so I did it. But he was right. He is completely right. Getting normal money gets a lot easier over time. As you level your job, you get a higher income, and once you get to level 50, making money is just a breeze. Like, when I deliver pizzas now, I make like 5k in 3 minutes, depending on my deliveries. But Blockbux will always keep the same value. So for example, if you work a lot, you can make a lot more money more easily, and it's easier for you to build a mansion. But to get a Blockbux item, it will be as hard to get as it always was, and they keep their value. So the items you buy with Blockbux keep their value. The items that you buy with your own money kind of decrease in value because you make more money more easily. So that's really more of a beginner's thing, and this keeps it fun for players who have everything already, and that's a very important thing to add as well. So thank you, Coeptus, for adding that to the video. So overall, Blockbux may look like a mess, but they really aren't. They are based on high load objects or performance heavy objects, objects that need to be more unique or need to be saved from everyone getting them or something like that, and just status objects, for example the limousine. So basically Blockbux is a really well balanced thing, and it's nice that we have like something that reminds us of ticks, isn't it? But anyways, I'm going to leave it at this. If there's any more you want to say or do about Blockbux, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe.